Produced by Lianggu, The Chinese Language of the Republic of China, Prologue. Just like the European Renaissance and the revival of ancient Chinese literature in the Tang and Song dynasties in my country, retrospection or returning to the past is sometimes a tortuous way of moving forward. In recent years, with the large-scale publication of modern literature and history books, Chinese people have been able to rediscover a new Republic of China, and discovered that this seemingly chaotic history actually contains a lot of historical value that spans the ages. Therefore, reinterpreting and understanding the Republic of China has become a powerful cultural trend, and as a result, a moderate Republican fever has emerged in the publishing industry. At the same time, many people question today's rigid examination-oriented education and are increasingly dissatisfied with the current primary and secondary school textbooks. Many people question today's rigid examination-oriented education and are increasingly dissatisfied with the current primary and secondary school textbooks. They reflect on the crux of the problem in order to improve it as soon as possible. When this small trend in education merged with the larger social trend of rediscovering the Republic of China, many readers began to pay attention to education during the Republic of China. During the Republic of China, due to political changes. When the people were young, the people had a simple demeanor, so there was a period when social civilization developed rapidly, talents emerged in large numbers, and the publishing industry was relatively prosperous. The publishing of school textbooks was very prosperous at that time. Many private publishing organizations have joined the competition to publish textbooks. Zhonghua Book Company, Commercial Press, World Book Company, Kaming Bookstore, etc. are among the best, many authoritative scholars at the time. Everyone was also involved in compiling textbooks for primary and secondary schools. Therefore, the quality of textbooks at that time was generally quite high and played a very positive role in the education of young people. Until today, many people of the older generation of the Republic of China still remember the textbooks they used when they were in school. A few years ago, the primary school Chinese textbook, Enlightened Chinese Textbook, of the Republic of China was republished. Many parents bought it as an extracurricular book for their children, and it became very popular, which shows that excellent old textbooks have contemporary value that transcends time and space. Many scholars believe that the actual comprehensive quality of middle school students in that period was. It is much higher than ordinary college students today. This is also fully reflected in the selection of classics in middle school Chinese textbooks at that time. In view of this, we organized and planned this selection of Chinese language textbooks for middle schools in the Republic of China, selecting classic articles from Chinese language textbooks for middle schools in the Republic of China, and integrating them into one book to present readers with Chinese Language of the Republic of China. I hope readers can use this comparison to think, learn from the past and get some useful enlightenment. When we select articles, we try our best to choose those that have not been included in textbooks in recent years. However, it is a model article of high value for improving Chinese literacy and shaping civic concepts, so as to reflect the differences of the times to the greatest extent. Therefore, classic articles that appear many times in current Chinese language textbooks are no longer included in this book in principle. Since the classical Chinese essays selected in current Chinese language textbooks are roughly the same as those during the Republic of China, so the selected texts in this book are mainly stylistic texts. Ancient classical Chinese texts are no longer included, but only a few famous classical Chinese texts written by modern writers are included as appropriate. In addition, in order to more fully reflect the spirit of the times of the Republic of China, This book also includes several handed-down articles that were not selected into the well-known textbook editions at that time, but had a profound influence and are worthy of reading by the people. The articles selected in this book are all written by everyone, and the content is elegant and the text is clear, suitable for flipping through at any time and reading carefully. The editor also carefully adds explanations and extended reading to each article to enhance the reading interest and help readers quickly grasp the gist of the article. Language, person. Rather than being a subject in school, it is better to say it is a model of the national language. The purpose of Chinese education, in addition to the education of language and writing, is also essential to cultivate citizenship. The role of educating national morals. This book is not a simple Chinese textbook, but a national Chinese, in a broader sense. Because the selection of articles is classic and appropriate, reflecting the model of the Chinese language during the Republic of China. It shows the fresh and comfortable Republic of China style. Therefore, this book is not only a classic reading book for young students' civic Chinese literacy, but also a good book for the public's general self-education. Read this book. While getting a glimpse of a different kind of language and feeling the style of the Republic of China, the editor would be honored if readers also have a desire to understand the humanities and history of the Republic of China in depth. Due to the limited information available to the editor, there may be many errors in the book, and we hope that readers will give us your feedback so that we can correct it when we reprint it. Is the preface. Biography of the author, Hu Shi, 189111962, whose original name was Siji, his scientific name was Hong Shi, and his courtesy name was Shijiang. Later he changed his name to Hu Shi, with the courtesy name Shiji, and his pen names Tianfeng, Zhanghui, etc. He was a native of Shangzhuang village, Jishi, Anhui province. He became one of the leaders of the New Culture movement because of his advocacy of literary revolution, and was also a leader of my country's modern liberalism. The impact is huge. Hu Shi had a wide range of interests and rich writings. He conducted in-depth research in many fields such as literature, philosophy, history, textual criticism, education, ethics, and red studies. Luo Jialuan, 189711969, also known as Jishi. His ancestral home is Shaoxing, Zhejiang, and he was born in Jingxian, Jiangxi. Educator, historian. In 1914, he entered Fudan Public School in Shanghai. After dropping out of school, he entered the liberal arts department of Peking University in 1917 and became a student of Cai Yuanpei. In 1919, with the support of Chen Duxiu and Hu Shi, he established Xinqiao Society with Fu Xinian and Su Yanji and published the monthly magazine Xinqiao. In the same year, he was elected as a representative of the Beijing student community and went to Shanghai to attend the founding conference of the National Federation of Students. He was a well-known student leader during the May 4th movement. He personally drafted the printed leaflet Declaration of all the Beijing academic circles, and put forward the slogan of "Fight for national rights abroad and eliminate national traitors at home." The term May 4th movement was first proposed in the Weekly Review on May 26, and it has been used ever since. Liang Qichao, 1873-1929, also known as Zhuoru and Renfu, also known as Rengong and Yinbingzi. The owner of the ice drinking room is from Xinhui, Guangdong. He received traditional education at home when he was young. He was extremely intelligent. He learned to write at the age of 8 and could write 1,000 words at the age of 9. Scholar in mid-1884. In 1889, he was elected as a candidate and was known as Lingnan Wizard. In 1890, he failed the imperial examination in Beijing. He passed through Shanghai on his way back to Guangdong and bought Yinghuan Zilyu. He then learned that there are 5 continents and countries in the world. In August of the same year, he became a disciple of Kang Yue. In 1891, he enrolled in Wanmu thatched cottage founded by Kang Yue, claiming that, "I have known and learned all my life since then." Later, he and Kang Yue led the famous Reform of 1898. Liang Qichao has extensive interests in academic research. He has made achievements in the fields of philosophy, literature, history, classics, law, ethics, religion, and other fields. He is most famous for his research achievements in history. His works are compiled into the Collection of Drinking Ice Room. Qian Mu, 18951990, courtesy name Binsi. A native of Wuxi, Jiangsu Province. Modern Chinese historian. He entered a private school at the age of 7, dropped out of school in 1912 and studied by himself, teaching in primary and secondary schools in his hometown. A native of Wuxi, Jiangsu Province. Modern Chinese historian. He entered a private school at the age of 7, dropped out of school in 1912 and studied by himself, teaching in primary and secondary schools in his hometown. He became famous in 1930 with the publication of Chronology of Lu Xiangxin and His Son. Recommended by Gu Jigang, he was hired as a Chinese lecturer at Yenqing University. Later, he served as professor at Peking University, Beiping Normal University, Southwest Associated University, Qilu University, West China University, Sichuan University, Yunnan University, and Jiangnan University. In writing the Outline of National History, we adopt a continuous perspective to understand the flow of history, insisting that Chinese people must have warmth and respect for national history, so as to inspire enthusiasm and sincerity in cherishing and protecting the country's history and culture. It expounds the historical view of national culture and is recommended as the best work on the general history of China. He moved to Hong Kong in 1949 and founded New Asia College. He moved to Taiwan in 1966 and died in Taipei in 1990. Kai Yuan Pei 186811940, also known as Zhongshan, Minyu and Jimin, also known as Heqing, was born in Shaanxi County, Shaoxing, Zhejiang Province, now Shaoxing County. The first Director General of Education of the Republic of China, he served as president of Peking University from 1916 to 1927. Reform Peking University and promote academic and freedom. Kai Yuan Pei was a generous and compassionate person, and had a thorough observation of the bad customs of Chinese society. He studied in Europe twice. Get close to the scientific spirit after the Renaissance and the ideological trends after the French Revolution. He advocated civil rights and women's rights, advocated free thought, worked hard to get rid of the old custom of study to become an official, and created a trend of scientific research. Pay attention to citizen moral education and accompanying world outlook, outlook on life, and aesthetic education. Lu Sun, 188111936, whose original name was Zhou Shuren and whose courtesy name was Henkai, was from Shaoxing, Zhejiang. Went to Japan to study in 1902. He originally studied medicine at Sendai Medical College and later engaged in literary and artistic work in an attempt to change the national spirit. Lu Sun led and supported literary groups such as Weiming Society and Chaohua Society. He edited Wild Plains, Yusi, Running River. Literary periodicals such as Grudge and Translation, translate a large number of foreign literary works, introduce famous paintings and woodcuts at home and abroad, collect, study and organize a large amount of classical literature, compile a brief history of Chinese novels. Outline of the history of Chinese literature, compiles the collection of Ji Kong, compiles miscellaneous records of old books from Kuaiji County, ancient novel records, records of legends of the Tang and Song dynasties, old news notes on novels, etc. Zhu Guangqian, 1897. 1986, pen names Meng Shi and Meng Shi. A native of Tongcheng, Anhui. Aesthetician, literary theorist, educator, translator. He is one of the founders and pioneers of modern aesthetics in my country. His major works include 12 Letters to Youth, Psychology of Literature and Art, Psychology of Tragedy, On Beauty, On Poetry, On Literature, History of Western Aesthetics, Essays on Aesthetic Criticism, Set. Talking about Beauty Letters, and so on. Li Shizhen, 1892–1934, formerly known as Bang Fan, was a native of Mengtuzu, Liling, Hunan. In 1913, he entered Tokyo Higher Normal School in Japan. In 1915, with Pan Pei-min, Li Danian, Chiu Fuji and others initiated the organization of the Academic Research Association in Tokyo. On May 6, he edited and published the magazine Minduo, which criticized the dictatorship of warlords, political chaos, and the aggressive acts of Japanese imperialism. It was closed down by the Japanese government. After returning to China, he served as editor of the Shanghai Commercial Press and continued to edit Minduo in Shanghai. From September 1 to July of the following year, he concurrently served as the chief writer of the supplement Shui Deng of Current Affairs News. From January 1926 to the summer of the following year, he served as the editor-in-chief of the commercial press Education magazine, and his literary reputation became famous. His major works include Collected Lectures of Li Shizhen and Collected Papers of Li Shizhen. Xia Zunzhen, 1886. 1946, whose real name is Zhu, whose courtesy name is Mianzhan, whose nickname is Menon, and also his nickname is Shenzhuan. He was born in Shangyu, Zhejiang. Xia studied at home at a young age, was able to write 8-legged essays, and was a scholar. He once studied in Japan's higher industrial school, but his family was poor. Before graduating, he dropped out of school and returned to China. He has successively held teaching positions at Zhejiang No. 1 Normal University, Shangyu Chunhui Middle School, and Jinan University. Before graduating, he dropped out of school and returned to China. He has successively held teaching positions at Zhejiang No. 1 Normal University, Shangyu Chunhui Middle School, and Jinan University. He is the author of Pingu Essays, and has translated Education of Love and other books. He is an educator as famous as his contemporary Zhu Ziqing. Lin Yutong, 1895–1976, was born in Longxi, Zhangzhou, Fujian. The famous modern Chinese writer, whose original name was He Lu, was renamed Yutong and Yutong. Studying abroad in his early years. After returning to China, he taught at Peking University and other famous universities, and settled in Taiwan in 1966. He wrote extensively throughout his life, in literature, linguistics. He has made great achievements in many fields such as history and cultural exchanges between China and foreign countries. He is a famous writer, scholar, and translator. Ren Hongjun, 18861961, a native of Dianjiang, Chongqing, was a chemist and educator. A veteran of the Revolution of 1911 and one of the founders of modern science in my country. He wrote numerous scientific papers, monographs, and translations throughout his life, covering chemistry, physics, education, scientific thought, scientific organization management and history of science and technology, and many other aspects. He is one of the founders of the Chinese Science Society, the earliest comprehensive scientific group in China, and the monthly Science, the earliest comprehensive scientific magazine. He is also one of the outstanding organizational leaders of scientific undertakings and has made important contributions to promoting the development of modern science and technology in China. Sun 1, 1866 and 1925, Mr. Sun Yat-sen, the father of the Republic of China. The first interim president of the Republic of China, a revolutionary pioneer who is highly respected on both sides of the Taiwan Strait. A native of Xiangshan, now Zhongshan, Guangdong, his real name was Sun Wan, his musical name was Deming, his courtesy name was Zaiji, his nickname was Rixin, he was also named Yixian, and his childhood name was Emperor Xiang. When he was in exile in Japan, he had a widely known pseudonym of Zhongshan Xiao, so people used to call him Sun Yat-sen. He was one of the first revolutionaries to advocate the violent overthrow of Manchu rule and the establishment of the Republic of China, starting from a republic and ending with a monarchy. The political theories he proposed, such as the Three Peoples Principles and the Five Powers Constitution, also have far-reaching influence and are still of practical significance today. Representative works include Strategy for the Founding of the People's Republic of China and Three Peoples Principles. Yu Pingbo 1900-1990. His ancestral home is Diqing, Zhejiang. His great-grandfather Yu was a famous scholar in the late Qing dynasty, and his father Yu Biyun was Tanhua. Therefore, Yu Pingbo was influenced by classical culture since childhood. When he was 24 years old, he published Dream of Red Mansions. Research revealed that only the first 80 chapters of the original Dream of Red Mansions were written by Chao Shuoqin, and the last 40 chapters were continued by Gao Yi, together with Hu Shi. He is known as one of the founders of New Red Learning. Pan Dadao, 1888-1927, courtesy name Lishan, was a political and legal scholar from Kaixin County, Chongqing City. He studied in Japan in his early years, was admitted to the Department of Political Economics of Waseda University, and studied Confucian classics under Zhang Taiyan. During this period, he joined the Alliance. In the spring of 1918, he was appointed as a professor at Peking University. He was well versed in both Chinese and Western studies, was good at public speaking, and had many new ideas and theories. During this period, he joined the Alliance. In the spring of 1918, he was appointed as a professor at Peking University. He was well versed in both Chinese and Western studies, was good at public speaking, and had many new ideas and theories. He was very popular among students. Often published in Yayan, Greater China. He wrote articles for magazines such as Jiayin, and was a famous columnist at that time. His Lishaniji was published in the World. In 1927, he founded the Party Theory 10-Day Journal. Assassinated on October 14, 1927. Died without treatment. He Zhongying, his birth and death dates are unknown. The pen name is Zhongying, a native of Shaoxing, Zhejiang. He once served as a primary school teacher and editor of Shaoxing National Daily. Died without treatment. He Zhongying, his birth and death dates are unknown. The pen name is Zhongying, a native of Shaoxing, Zhejiang. He once served as a primary school teacher and editor of Shaoxing National Daily. Exegete. Chen Bui, 1890-1948, named Sonen. Xi Yenji, pen name Bray, was born in Xixi County, Zhejiang Province, and graduated from Zhejiang Higher Education School, the predecessor of Zhejiang University. A famous critic during the Republic of China. He is a very concerned and controversial figure in modern Chinese history. In his early years, he devoted himself to education and journalism. Later, he was appreciated by Chiang Kai-shek and gave up writing to join politics. During the anti-Japanese war, Chen Buliai used his brush like a rafter. He has written many immortal articles that inspired national aspirations. He is the leader of literary courage and president's think tank of the Kuomintang. He is known as the first pen of the Kuomintang. Committed suicide in 1948. He has written many immortal articles that inspired national aspirations. He is the leader of literary courage and president's think tank of the Kuomintang. He is known as the first pen of the Kuomintang. Committed suicide in 1948. Chen Xieying, 18961970. His original name was Chen Yuan, his courtesy name was Tonghua, and his pen name was Xieying. He was a native of Wuxi, Jiangsu Province. In 1912, he went to high school in England, and later entered the University of Edinburgh and the University of London, and received his doctorate in 1922. After returning to China, he served as a professor in the Department of Foreign Languages and Literatures of Peking University. In 1924, with the support of Hu Shi, he founded the Modern Review Weekly with Su Zhima and others, and served as the chief editor of the Literature and Art Department. In 1927, he married the female writer Ling Shuhua. In 1929, he became a professor and dean of the School of Literature at Wuhan University. In 1943, he went to work at the Chinese-British Cultural Association in London. In 1946, he served as the first permanent representative of the Kuomintang government to UNESCO in Paris. He retired and lived in London in 1966. He died of illness in 1970. Fei Xiaotong, 1910. 2005, native of Wujiang, Jiangsu. He has been engaged in sociology and anthropology research throughout his life, has made world-renowned academic achievements, and has written millions of words of work. Fei Xiaotong completed his doctoral thesis entitled Economy of Jiangsuan under the guidance of his mentor Malinowski, which has become a required reading for anthropology majors in many universities. For this reason, Fei Xiaotong received the Huxley Award, the highest award in anthropology awarded by the Royal Anthropological Society of the United Kingdom in 1981. He is known as one of the founders of Chinese sociology and anthropology. Zhou Zhuren. 18851967, a native of Shaoxing, Zhejiang, the younger brother of Lu Sun, Zhou Shuren. He received private education in his hometown when he was young. Later, amid the new learning trend, he entered the Jiangnan Naval Academy and was admitted as a government-funded student. My friend Su Shoushang and others studied in Japan. After returning to China, he served as a professor of liberal arts, School of Liberal Arts, at Peking University, where he taught courses on the history of Greek and Roman literature, the history of European literature, modern prose, and Buddhist literature. He founded the Department of Oriental Languages and Literature at Peking University and served as the first department director. Wang Xinggong, 1887–1949, courtesy name Fuwu, was born in Huaining, Anhui Province. Famous educator, chemist, and philosopher. He graduated from Imperial College of Science and Technology, University of London, UK in his early years. He participated in the anti-Qing progressive movement led by Sun Yat-sen, and joined the European branch of the China League in 1910. He returned to China with a master's degree in 1916. After returning to China, he served as a professor at Peking University. He returned to China with a master's degree in 1916. After returning to China, he served as a professor at Peking University. He published articles in New Youth and other publications to promote scientific knowledge and oppose religious superstition. His major works include Introduction to Science, Science and Outlook on Life, What is Scientific Method, Philosophical Method and Scientific Method, etc. Wanidwa, 1899–1946, whose real name was Wen Jiehua, and whose nickname was Yu San, was a famous poet, scholar and Democrat. Born in Shishui, Huanggang, Hubei. He has a family background and has been fond of classical poetry and art since childhood. He has conducted in-depth research on ancient mythology, Chu Ci, Book of Changes, Book of Songs, etc. On July 15, 1946, at a meeting to commemorate the assassinated Li Gongpu, he delivered the famous last speech and was assassinated that afternoon. Author of Winter Night Grass Review, Red Candle, Poetry Collection, Dead Water, Poetry Collection, Chu Ci Supplementary Edition, Myths and Poems, etc. The famous Song of the Seven Suns is also his work. Zhang Yinlin, 1905–1942, who called himself Su Qi. A native of Dongguan, Guangdong, he was admitted to Tsinghua University at the age of 16. At the age of 18, he published Questions on Confucius's Theory of More Than 100 Years After Laozi's Life, which criticized Liang Qichao and was highly praised by Liang Qichao. In 1929, he went to Stanford University in the United States to study philosophy and sociology. 4 years later, he returned to China and taught at Tsinghua University, teaching both philosophy and history. Academic figures including Liang Rengong, He Lin, and Wu Han. Without exception, he was praised as a rare historical genius. Xiong Shirley said, Mr. Zhang Yinlin is both a historian and a philosopher. His profound thoughts are contained in many things but have not yet been elucidated, so I have no way of fully understanding them. However, the scope of his studies is grand and far-reaching, and he does not stick to the family's words, so he is highly praised by the sages of the times and is universally praised. Ren Baitao, 1890–1952, a native of Nanyang, Hunan, was a journalist. In 1916, he traveled east to Japan. He studied political economics at Waseda University in Japan, participated in the Japan Press Society,